So today for the light review, we are joined by the Managing Director for Bega, Michael Wilson, getting his lowdown on lighting showrooms. So good morning to you, Mike. It's a pleasure to have you.
Good morning to you.
So historically, Mike, you've used partners, I believe, with Bega to show your wares, as it were, to show your products. Is this still the case?
Yes, very much so. Very much so. In fact, that's worldwide. Bega's philosophy is to distribute their products, obviously market their products through sales partners and design partners. So very much on the basis of supporting them and obviously helping to market. So my small team here in the UK are responsible for essentially oiling the cogs, and helping marketing the products, obviously bringing projects to fruition and then handing it to a sales partner if they're not already actually involved with that consultant.
Okay, because I mean, coming from a lighting design background, I'm always keen to see the product before I specify it. Is that
Yes.
something? How do you facilitate that? Is it just a question of taking the salesman around with a sample, or what happens?
Well, samples are obviously critical because, like anything, everybody wants to get their hands on products. And certainly when you're looking at assessing the build quality of a product, putting a Bega product in front of anybody immediately is a massive leap forward, because clearly they can see the build quality. And if as a consultant you've done your homework and assessed that that particular fitting is suitable for use, putting it in front of somebody also then shows them that the build quality and the performance of that product is very much in excess of what they would expect. Certainly when customers receive a sample either from us or via the sales partner to assess, they are amazed at the weight and the build of that particular fitting, and they may have other fittings that they're looking at to compare. We are already 70% of the way there to a sale when they see the product. So yeah, very much a tactile part and experience that they've got to see. So regularly we are delivering samples. Regularly we are suggesting, if people are local to, say, a lighting studio with one of our sales partners, to recommend to go in and sit down and talk about their project and see if they can actually see some of the samples that they have in their show spaces.
So I guess, given that, I mean, I know a lot of your products are uplights and external products. How do you have some form of rig or something that? Do you have something that allows them to see the actual effect of the light itself?
Yes, I mean, when we're supplying our samples to the partners, of course, we give them the option to either build it into their show space themselves, or design studio, or we actually manufacture a cabinet for them and then actually place the fittings into that cabinet, and that cabinet can be any size that they require. So and that's something that we've done for, say, you know, if I look at, say, David Village Lighting up in Sheffield, they have taken a large space and populated the product into a cabinet that we've built. Apart from samples, every 2 years, obviously, we bring in moving cabinets into the country, and obviously with COVID recently, we've obviously got to change our approach, but we will still be doing that. Yeah, so we have show cabinets which people then almost on a roadshow can come in, get their sticky paws onto our fittings, and have a chance to actually switch them on, switch them off, have a chance to actually pick them up and have done it. And that, obviously, earlier this year, we helped launch a showroom out in Northern Ireland with one of our other new sales partners to present. And of course, we've spent almost a week out there doing workshops and seminars, but giving people the opportunity to actually play with the fittings.
I guess the advantage. So, what type of client is most likely to visit these showrooms? I suppose in a way, you allow them to take hold of. They look after the clients themselves. It's not that the first contact is with them, and they just see the project through to the end. Because certainly, if you're looking from a manufacturer, they often want the salesman themselves to make sure that they keep that order and hold their hand, as it were.
it depends on the contact really, because you know, you look at, maybe if you're talking about a consultancy, some consultants specifically want to deal directly with us before they start dealing with our sales partners. So you know, if you speak to Spears and Major, they will always contact us first to say, can this product perform this, can it do that, and we will sort of take up the mantle of supporting their inquiry to the point where they said, yep, we love it, we now want to see a sample, we'd like to see some quotations raised. And that's the sort of time when they would meet with a sales partner that they probably already know. If you look at, say, an architect, the approach would be different, because 9 times out of 10 they know the quality of Bega, they know the quality and performance of the product, but they don't know enough about the range. So that's the sort of time that they will ask either ourselves or one of our sales partners or one of our design partners to come in and actually talk about Bega products and walk through the product directly with them face to face, or alternatively walk through with them at a remote meeting, which obviously seems to be happening rather a lot for some reason recently. So clearly that's something that approach it.
So in a way, you take the product to them rather than, because you don't have a fixed show at the moment, do you, in Dorking?
Not here, not officially. Bega do not have a fixed showroom here in the UK. We obviously use our sales partners, but we have showrooms which are very actively used, even at this point in time, in Germany, Belgium, and obviously in the US. Those are our own spaces, and we will regularly take visitors from different countries in Europe into a booked appointment into the showroom, and they'll have an opportunity to walk around and see quite a lot of products from our complete range, giving them the chance to either look at the Bega exterior product or look at the interior product from Bega. So we have both interior and exterior, and give them a chance to make some decisions about what products they're most interested in putting forward on a project.
That is actually quite interesting, because I used to work in as a project design manager for Targetti, and we also had partners because Targetti didn't have a showroom in the UK, so we relied solely on those partners to push our brand. I mean, obviously Targetti did a lot of work themselves with advertising material and catalogs and things, but it does rely on a lot of trust, because obviously then the partners aren't always, they're not solely distributors for you, they may be distributors for other similar products. So that's an interesting route to market, and I suppose there's pros and cons to it, isn't there?
Yes, I mean, the big pro is that if you have a local sales partner, invariably they have a very good relationship already with the specifier, with the professional, and obviously with the customer and M&E side. But you are relying upon a salesperson to make sure that they cover all the doors, and that is part of the reason why we're here in the UK, because there are times when a salesperson or a lighting design support or even a regional boss says, I need the assistance of Bega to step in and help us build this spec or help us present it. And clearly that's most recently with the lockdown, I've been doing nothing but online presentations to lighting consultants, architects, and to sales partners, and then presenting to their customers about the history of Bega, the products that we manufacture, and how we support the marketplace. And that's been an eye-opener for a lot of people, because obviously a number of people jumped to the conclusion that we were always exclusive, or we were owned by another manufacturer, and we're not. We're third generation independently owned business. The same family, the Gantenbrinks, have owned Bega since 1945 or 1946, respective of how the war finished, and they have run the business from that period of time, and they've run it in their own inimitable way, providing their own design support, their own technical, of course, developing the marketplace. So from a point of view, when we've got a very interactive website, it's important to support that with a very interactive showroom as well. So the importance of the showroom hasn't changed. It's still important to human beings to make the journey, to have a tactile finish and experience the products, and obviously assess the quality in their own mind. And however much imagery or technical data you might send to a customer, it always comes down to the fact that they would like to get their sticky paws onto that product.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, especially when you're dealing with sometimes products of a certain cost as well, you just,
yes,
and it's not always, maybe that's one thing that is misunderstood in the industry, or maybe not in the industry but outside, is that these aren't necessarily off the shelf items. You can just go and pluck one, and you know, there's a lot of work that goes behind them. And I've just covered decorative lighting article where that problem was very much spoke about, because some of these pieces, maybe they're not made in bulk, so you're not going to get a sample. It's as simple as that. You just have to rely on the designer or the imagery. But actually, just to wrap up, I just wondered, how does the UK market compare to the German market in the sense of how showrooms are used? I know the Italians and the Spanish and the French, they're quite on board. They don't mind go to the showroom. If you say to someone, oh no, pop down to your local wholesaler, they have a full selection of, maybe they work in the same way that you work, through partners, a bit better.
Germany is, if you take it from the Bega point of view, the showroom's in Germany, and obviously, so you basically got Glasgow, Limburg, the Limburg factory, and the Bega factory in Menden are very actively involved by, accessed by both the wholesalers, the consultants, and the business managers who are looking to buy products. So they will come in and use those showrooms and to essentially to farm through what they actually want to put onto a project. Difference in Germany, though, is that the wholesalers play a much more active role in the industry, because they actually have their own lighting spaces, design spaces. So when people are not too close to our showroom, they'll go into an electrical wholesaler's showroom to actually look at Bega product, which is very unusual, because it being a high architectural product, it's not considered to be a contract product. It's a high architectural product. But for you to go into a wholesaler and see it actually in place, lit, working, is rather unusual, because you wouldn't see it here in the UK with the wholesalers here. They normally wouldn't put it into their show space, because what they're wanting to put into their show space is high turnover product, quick in and out the door items of lighting.
Yeah, commodity stuff.
Correct.
I spoke to someone yesterday, a wholesaler of sorts. He had 3 or 4 brands, some very well-known brands, and he was shutting one of his showrooms because, I suppose, lack of interest. I don't know if that's due to coronavirus or just the market in general at the moment is a little bit fluctuating. Maybe the scares of Brexit that are coming on the track, or obviously coronavirus hasn't helped, but they've just got an office now and they're changing their tack to controls and lighting. So that showroom will be a control showroom now. So I don't know what your thoughts are on the market as a whole. That's a difficult question, I know.
It's understandably, you can say it's tough at the moment for everybody in differing degrees. For Bega, we won't shut down during the lockdown, because we manufacture we don't manufacture to order, we manufacture to stock. So we were very much in demand during the lockdown period, because there were still sites operating and wanting light fittings. And this is typically the time of this year, also with the summer holidays, that a lot of manufacturers in Europe shut down, and they come to Bega because they know we're holding anything between 125 to 165,000 products in stock at any one given time. So which shocks our wholesalers, because they don't realize that we do manufacture to stock. So they might approach us to say, well, we need a bollard. It's the consultant has approved by Bega, Obviously, that's the first thing we always ask. The consultant is approved for Bega to be used as an alternative. Have you got this product or similar in stock? And we are usually able to step forward and say, yeah, we have enough stock there to get you rolling, and we'll make sure that the rest gets delivered within the next 3 to 4 weeks, or in some cases next 4 to 6 weeks if they have to manufacture. But generally we're already scheduling a replacement of stock as it goes out of the door anyway.
Excellent. That sounds like a great note to end it on. So thank you very much for your time, Michael.
Chris, thank you very much. You're welcome.